Oh, okay, yeah. Just sent an email about it.
For like Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I'll wear short sleeves over to my parents' house, because we know we're gonna be dying in our turtlenecks.
All right, it's 5:30. We've already did the roll call and everything, so please stand. Dear God, as we gather this evening, we ask that you influence our hearts and minds so that we govern this city fairly and justly. We thank you for the many blessings you have bestowed on our community, and we ask for your continued protection upon our city staff and crews. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Frog in my throat already.
All right, next item on the agenda is the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the agenda? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next item is resolutions. Resolution 2024-29. A resolution of the city of West Plains, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to execute an agreement with West Plains Downtown Revitalization, Inc. for a downtown coordinator staff member.
Motion to approve resolution 2024-29.
I second.
Go for two. Okay, well, Sam, did you have
Sure,
something?
yep, I can add a few comments. This is in response to adoption of the budget that you guys approved last month. This is an agreement with West Plains Downtown Revitalization for a position to help with their activities, but also with just the downtown events that we have going on. So we're flipping the script a little bit. In other communities, usually the city provides funding to the organization to hire their own individual. We're following the Texas model, whereby that individual would actually be a city employee, but they would work with the downtown group and with downtown merchants to be able to achieve the objectives and goals of downtown. So this resolution approves an agreement between the city and the board. They had a chance to review that at their executive meeting or at their board meeting last week. We incorporated a few changes. So what those changes were made are included here for you tonight. Happy to answer any questions.
Sam, remind us where the staff member will be, where their office is going to be.
Yep, so we have the Chamber of Commerce renovated the portion of the GoCat building to locate their offices over there, and they built a city office just in case we ever had anybody that wanted to go downtown. So in response to that and seeing the importance of having an employee working downtown be downtown, that is where that position will be. So we've got all the IT equipment, everything's already set up for it. That building runs on the city's fiber, so it'll be automatically connected to our network. So it'll be just like that person sitting here, but they'll be sitting over there.
A lot of good momentum going downtown with things going on, and
Yeah.
is a good step in the right direction, I think.
Yeah, huge hats off to the downtown group for the initiatives that they've completed successfully. They just were awarded a couple of grants not too long ago for improvement of the alleyways that council voted to close earlier this year. So looking forward to some exciting things to happen in 2025 downtown.
All right. Any more questions? All right, is there any public input for resolution 2024-29? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Next.
Next up is resolution 2024-30. A resolution of the city of West Plains stating intent to seek funding through the Community Development Block Grant Program and authorizing the mayor to pursue activities in an attempt to secure funding for roadway and stormwater improvements of county roads 4410 and 1560.
Motion to approve resolution 2024-30.
Second. Good evening.
Oh, hi, Mike.
Yeah, hey, what's up? So we're just partnering with the county. Some of you may remember in 2017, when we had that real bad flooding, Highway 63 was completely cut off. And so there was those detours in and around county roads in order to get around that. This one is to improve those county roads. So that if, you know, in heaven forbid, there's another such incident, we would be able to use that on a little more safe standpoint. MoDOT, I believe, they're not really gonna mess with 63, so this is get around the problem. And for this, we will be acting as a sub-applicant. The idea being we benefit greatly from it. It is in the county. Between them and SCOCOG, they'll pretty much be doing all the legwork, but where we're helping is on the front end with the application.
I think what's good about this one and the next two to follow with it's showing how the city and the county are now collaborating together. And we have common goals that we're working towards. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's a good one. Any other questions for Mike? Sir.
Just a comment, Mayor, and council. Are these proposed actions included in our all hazard mitigation plan? If it's not, we need to maybe refer those.
So I do believe the county roads, I can't say for sure on the 6460. But the other two, I do believe it was part of for Howe County, an improvement they were wanting to make through SCOCOG on that hazard mitigation. And that's where that kind of informed, well, if there's money available, why don't we go for it? Well, on their behalf.
And SCOCOG had that public hearing this morning, correct?
For this one,
For the all hazard mitigation plan.
that you would probably want to touch base with, I would say either, probably Trent at SCOCOG to double check on that one. Because I know there was going to be a few different public meetings for the county's actual grant
Right,
application.
We want to make sure those are included in with that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Is there any public input for resolution 2024-30?
Thank you.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next up, resolution 2024-31. A resolution of the city of West Plains stating intent to seek funding through the Community Development Block Grant Program and authorizing the mayor to pursue activities in an attempt to secure funding for roadway and stormwater improvements of County Road 6460.
Motion to approve resolution 2024-31.
All righty, good evening. Similar to the first one, county's gonna be seeking funding. We're gonna act as the sub-applicant. And this will be the entire length of 6460. It starts over there on Worley. Yeah, Worley Drive, I believe. Goes west, south, and then actually hits, I think, on County Road 6070, but it's thought of another way. You've got the Garner Villa development. Cuts across Garner, goes down on the west side of that development.
And you have two major churches and a
Yeah.
private school and a very narrow road.
And again, this is one of those, we get a huge benefit, but it is county road, they'll be overseeing it. But that's where us acting as sub-applicant, there were certain grant criteria they were able to that's what we bring to the table.
Right. Any public input for resolution 2024-31?
Thank you.
Yeah. Don't go too far. All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Resolution 2024-32, a resolution of the city of West Plains authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement between the city of West Plains and the county of Howell for a community development block program grant application.
Motion to approve resolution 2024-32.
I'll second.
Good evening.
Hey,
So this resolution is actually, it's an intergovernmental agreement. And so you have the first two that we just discussed for the grant application itself. And this is basically outlines our commitment to that agreement. And the language pretty much covers application stage, upfront demographic information. As a result of this, there probably will be extra paperwork once the county has their stuff that we'll have to sign off on. And this would basically just give the mayor the authority to sign anything extra we would need to.
Okay. Any public input for resolution 2024-32? Right. All those in favor say.
Thank you.
Aye.
Aye.
Are you sure you don't want to talk about this next one?
I mean, you know, I probably should want to.
Resolution 2024-33, a resolution of the City of West Plains authorizing the city council, city administrator, and chief of police to execute an agreement with the Southwest Missouri Cyber Crime Task Force and the West Plains Police Department regarding internet crimes against children.
Motion to approve resolution 2024-33.
I second. Good evening, Chief. This is just a agreement between the task force and the police department to provide investigative services. I think you all know Detective Joe Neuschwander handles all our cyber crimes. So they cover 75% of his salary. So that's what the agreement's. Questions?
No, sir. It's like, no, sir. Is there any public input for resolution 2024-33? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Right, on to ordinances. Bill 4786 to become ordinance 4786, second reading. An ordinance approving the adoption of amended budgets for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31, 2024.
Motion to approve bill 4786 to become ordinance 4786, second reading.
Second.
Hi,
Good
Arlene.
evening, Mayor and Council. It's so nice to be here. So this is second reading, of course, on our budget amendment. This is what we typically call our cleanup budget amendment, where any projects that were previously approved throughout the year, where we knew they were going to go over the budgeted amount or which weren't budgeted. Examples being like the generator that went out here at City Hall that we had to replace, obviously wasn't budgeted. We were really kind of hoping that sucker would stay around a little longer. So just things like that, as well as grants that have been approved, donations that were received throughout the year that we need appropriation to spend. This is what we generally call a cleanup appropriation because of those things. There have been no changes since the first reading and no additional comments have been received on this item.
Any questions? Any public input on bill 4786 to become ordinance 4786? Okay. Kelly?
Collins,
Yes.
Merle,
Yes.
Neese.
Yes.
Neeson,
Yes.
Topliff.
Yes.
Bill 4787 to become ordinance 4787, first reading. An ordinance to authorize the mayor to execute the amended contract between the city of West Plains, Missouri and the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission, providing for the installation of traffic signal battery components to be maintained by the commission.
Motion to approve bill 4787 to become ordinance 4787, first reading.
I second.
Hi, Brian.
So what this, the basics is. When we did them before, we did all of them except for 3. And what this does just changes the language to include the additional 3. I think it was a few months ago, we approved the bid for us to be able to purchase or whatever we purchase, then they maintain. Kind of from the,
And they just changed them out recently, so,
they just changed some
yeah.
batteries, or whatever out. recently, but yeah.
Any questions? Any public input for bill 4787? Okay, Kelly?
Collins,
Yes.
Merle,
Yes.
Neese,
Yes.
Neeson,
Yes.
Topliff.
Yes.
All right. No council action, so city administrators report.
Thank you, Kelly. Good evening again, Mayor and council members. Just a few items for you. Congratulations to the library and the Library Foundation for their Festival of Trees event that they held last week. Some of us attended that. It was a good time. Congratulations to the 37th Judicial CASA for winning the People's Choice Award for Most Festive Tree. We look to hope to continue to offer that program in the future. So the funds were raised on behalf of the foundation for improvements to the library. If you haven't been to the library lately, go check it out. They're continuing to make improvements over there. So thank you to Dr. Carter and the members of the staff over there who've worked through the construction headaches that we've had to endure sometimes. A reminder for the public that the Civic Center is actually going to be closed on December 18th. We have to swap out a transformer. So that's going to require the power to be shut down for most of the day. We are going to try to reopen the fitness area and the pool at 4 o'clock if the power changeover happens successfully. But otherwise, we're reconfiguring, some of that amperage over there at the building to make sure that we are charging the appropriate amount of power to that facility. Thank you to the Chamber of Commerce and all of the volunteers for the parade that they had this past weekend. Takes a lot of work and a lot of effort to put that event on every year. So we thank our Chamber friends for putting that together, but especially to the 70 or so volunteers they need to make that event happen every year. So thank you to the public for stepping up on that one. And finally, if you haven't been downtown lately, they are doing a holiday downtown shopping passport. So if you go downtown, I know you can start at Casey's Sports Bistro, or you could go to Dev's, or you could go to one of the shops downtown to pick your passport up. But if you visit 5 of the places, you don't necessarily have to spend money. I think they would prefer that you do. But if you just want to stop in, browse, pick up your card and get it signed by one of the owners or employees there, you can get your name entered into a drawing for a nice little prize at the end of the year. So kudos to the Merchants Association for coming up with that idea pretty much within the span of a week from the time that they thought about it to the time that they actually had the passports ready for the public. So again, I mentioned earlier that there's a lot of good stuff happening downtown. So that requires the help and support of a lot of our downtown businesses. So we've got some good things happening down there. Invite the public to go down and participate. Have some fun. And Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you.
What if you do talk to us? Can we?
I will wish you Merry Christmas next time too. Mhm.
Yeah, the parade was quite enjoyable. Of course, I only see the end, but
Mhm.
I did get to listen to the Army Navy game while I was waiting, so
Who won? Who won?
Who won?
Navy,
Okay.
first time in like 5 years.
Wow.
But
Mhm.
anyway, other than that, nothing else on the thing. I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Joyous Kwanzaa, Feliz Navidad, Mele Kalikimaka, and for all the rest, just happy holidays. May God bless. We are adjourned.